brakes, no filters. This is Life is Fast. I'm your host, Steve. Let's dive right in. Today's episode, we're here with Gehman. He's with FTR Powersports, and we're going to talk to him tonight about his work-life balance. How you doing?
Good, man. How are you?
Doing good, doing good. So, a lot of these people, they think I know everybody that I'm interviewing, but I really don't know too much about you. So, this is going to be a good interview because I don't know any of your answers.
Yeah, sure. Let's go. Let's dive in.
Yeah. So, just give us a little background where you're from, what you do, basic stuff.
Man, that's a complicated question already. So my name is Ty Gehman. I am the owner of FTR Powersports. I took it over about a year and a half-ish ago. I've been in the racing community, oh my gosh, probably maybe since like 2011, 2012. Ran
Oh,
nationals for a couple of years, did that whole thing, and then just kind of, laid low. ATV racing and ATV riding has always been such a passion of mine. It saved me from a lot, like growing up, keeping me out of trouble and stuff. And I just love it, man. It's so fun. There's not a feeling in the world like it.
nice. Now, see, that's already something I learned. I had no clue that you ran nationals and all that stuff. I know
Yeah.
talked a little bit that used to race, but I didn't realize you did the whole national series too.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah.
what classes did you run? Give us some
Oh
background on
man.
the career.
So I actually ran District 6. We're going way, way back. I was on an LTR 450. I like wanted this bike so much. I started late. So I started when I was like 16. So no minis for me, no little bikes, just straight LTR 450. Boom.
Nice.
I ran District 6 in, I think, 2011, 2012, and actually won C-Class championship first year running.
Oh, nice.
So, yeah, and then I just started racing locals, kept doing D6, dipped my toe into nationals a little bit, ran a couple of those, and then the company that I was actually working for, Spotlight Home Inspection, he's my uncle, um, he was like, "Oh my gosh, you're pretty good." So we did a full, oh my goodness, probably 4 years of nationals, started A class, pulled a couple hole shots, got, what year was that? That was 2014, and finished top 10 in A class production and 450A.
Okay.
And then 2015, I jumped to Pro-Am, absolutely got my butt handed to me. And dude, I had to make a decision.
Mm.
I couldn't compete with those guys at that level. So I ran the rest of the year Pro-Am, didn't do so hot, and then, ratcheted it back a little bit. And yeah, here I am.
That's awesome. So, have you of the guys that are running now? Were any of them running with you back then? Chad, any of those guys?
No, I was in a different breed. I was doing Dylan Tremelin, Parker
Okay.
Waworka, Sam Rowe. So those are the guys that I kind of came up with. They're all pretty
Okay.
much, retired, married, have a house, made the decision. I ran with Moser too. Good, great guy, great family.
Okay.
Um, but it was fun, man. It was an experience. It turned into a job for me at the very end, and it kind of took the joy out of riding and like locally racing. So I kind of pulled away at that point.
Gotcha. Did you do
Yeah.
any other types of racing, like, flat track or anything like that, or just straight up,
Sh-
motocross?
Straight motocross, man.
Okay.
Me and my buddies, right before I started doing like the racing thing, they took me to a place called Breezewood Proving Grounds, and
That's where
I
we all
I
start.
I fell in love with it there. And yeah, I have a tiny house there, so I ride there a lot. Dan and Amanda have been my supporters forever. Shout out to them. It's just like family for me up there. It's nice, I can go ride and then go swimming at the same time. So it's more
Very
of like a
true.
getaway for me right now.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. That's very true. I mean, I think that's where we all started from this area. It was riding up
Yep.
there, Peaswood for sure. I mean, I know I did. Well, technically, I started at Field of Dreams, but
There you
after a
go.
while, then I went up to BPG and rode there. So I actually met a lot of guys from there that ride and all. So that's pretty cool.
Yep.
But yeah, so you rode an LTR. Did you have just one bike, two? Did you change it all through your career? you know?
Oh yeah, we change it up, man. We didn't
Mm.
stay the same. So I had the LTR, basically stock cherry bomb pipe. There you go. Ran it till the wheels fell off of it. Sold it. Got a brand new Honda. Ripped it all apart. Put way too much money in it. Then that's when I ran nationals, and then got a practice bike with the Honda. So I had two Hondas. Did Daytona Speedway thing when that was really big. Chain down at Waldo. All I went to Florida to train in the wintertime. So I was pretty serious about it. And then the Honda scene kind of fell off and parts were getting harder to find. And now I'm on a Yamaha like everybody else. I miss my Honda though so much.
Yeah, man.
I
Yeah,
do.
I'm a Yami guy. I mean, it's
Yeah.
like Tyler Marlin. He misses his Honda sometimes too, but he's just going to
Yeah.
get used to that Yami this year, and
Yeah.
he's going to be doing good. I interviewed him for one of my other episodes.
I
You know,
watched
with
it.
2026, it's going to be really interesting this year. I mean, you got so many guys retiring. You know what I mean? You got Janusa retired, you got Chad retired, Strelly retired. So all these big names retired. Now you got all these guys coming up. It's going to
Yep.
be Tyler's second year this year running full nationals and pro.
Yeah.
I'm going to also be speaking soon, hopefully, with Heath Hanna. He's stepping up
Nice.
this season for 2026. And then Damian Hubert, I'm going to try and get him on here too. He's stepping up to the pros this season as well. It's going to be really interesting. I
For
think,
sure.
Joel is a whole different level, whether, when it comes to mental side and physical side. But let me tell you, Bryce Ford last season,
Right.
he was dominating that second place. And we talked a little bit about it. I think I think if Bryce can get good starts, I think he could take Joel this season, at least in a few of these races, because he was really giving Joel a run for his money. And, now that some of these other guys aren't going to be in it now, these young bucks can step it up, Joey Norris, all these
Yep.
guys. So I'm really looking forward to this season. You know what I mean? It starts pretty soon. And I know I'm actually going to be at the last four rounds of the Nationals.
Nice.
So I'm looking forward to that. I haven't been further than PA or Maryland. So this season I'll be at Briarcliff in I think that's Nashport, Ohio, if I remember correctly.
Yes, I
And
believe so. Yep.
then Baja Acres in Michigan. I forget the town name, but I've never been to either of those states, so that'll be kind of cool just getting out of there.
Yeah.
Um, but yeah, this 2026 season, it's going to be a hell of a one to watch for sure. Same as Supercross on with
Yep.
these guys. All these guys switching teams, Eli and Chase, and you know who else? Jason Anderson going to Suzuki now. I mean, and Jet being hurt again.
Right. Right.
So he's not going to be out there to start the season. I mean, we got fun
It's
all,
anybody's game.
yeah, and that goes for Supercross and our ATV motocross.
Right.
I mean, it's going to be a crazy 2026 season, that's
Yep.
for sure.
I'm excited
Now,
for the young bucks to step up for with all the pro stuff. I'm excited to see where
sure.
they're at and what learning they have to do and overcome, and they're gonna give it their all, man. It's a
Oh
big
yeah.
fish. It's a big fish game in that class for sure.
Yeah, they're definitely gonna step it up. I've been watching Heath. I don't know if you've watched him too much ride. I've had conversation with him the last few years,
Mhm.
and he's a force to be reckoned with. He was doing really damn good this last season, especially. So I'm really looking forward to him, especially getting out there with the pros. Like I said, Tyler, he really stepped up. I met him, uh, Breezewood actually. So I've
Mhm.
known him for years, and it's cool. Like I said, I've
Yeah.
watched some of these guys go from, little amateur, CBA riders. Now I'm friends with these pros. It's
Yep.
awesome,
It's
to watch
crazy.
that progression. I
It
can't
is.
wait, 10 more years when somebody's, young bucks on the 90s or the 250s are stepping up and they're running pro class too. It's gonna be really fun
It's
to watch for sure.
it's very interesting because I have done that. I've seen,
Mhm.
Vince Dillon and Zachary Notoriani as like little
Yeah.
kids, little
Super Zach.
rugrats, running around. And now here they are just mopping the floor with me. I'm so mad, but so proud at the same time. It's awesome to see them.
Yes, Super Zach. He's another one. I mean, I used to
Yep.
watch him at Breezewood all the time, and he'd run with those big boys and throw it
Yeah.
down. That's for sure. And I
Yeah.
didn't even realize he was running. D6 with us this season. I didn't realize it until I
Yep.
was at one of the sleepy grounds, and I'm looking, I'm like, "Oh, damn, that's Super Zach." I
Yep.
had no clue he was
Yeah.
even running. So that
Yep.
it is. It's cool to watch, from, young progressing all the way going up, and, it's crazy,
It is. Yeah,
You
there's a
know
lot of fast riders coming up, even in the ranks, and it's
Mhm.
just no one is. You got to watch everybody closely because when I ran nationals, I always watched the practice because you could learn something from anybody, super minis,
Mhm.
like anybody, and oh man, that corner was actually pretty sick
Yeah.
that kid did, and it's just wild to see different people's techniques and how they go through the track, and everybody's different.
Yeah.
The fundamentals are the same, but everybody's got their own style, which is really
Oh,
cool. And
yeah.
it's really cool to see those young bucks kind of fall into their own style.
Oh,
It's
yeah,
really
for
cool.
sure.
Yeah. Yep.
Now, going back to your career, racing from the beginning, we'll say,
Hmm.
racing just D6. Did you have well, I mean, everybody has a favorite track. What track did you perform the best on, I would say,
Oh
for
man.
D6 and nationals? What were your
So,
go-to tracks?
so Hurricane Hills we used to run at
Mm,
D6. I loved Hurricane Hills. I don't know why.
mhm,
It was a cool flowing track. You got the 10 commandments there, and then you got the two step ups going into the back section. I just love the way that flowed.
nice.
Um, I did well there, and I did well at Sleepy. Those are the two tracks that I really like as far
Yeah,
as like D6 goes. Nationals, probably Unadilla and Muddy Creek. Really like those.
okay.
I really like flowy tracks. Hate the sand, hate red bud. That sucks. But it just I really like the you kind of get a groove going on the tracks.
Yeah, and we're going back to Muddy Creek this season, aren't we, for
Yeah.
national? That's
Yep.
the track down in Tennessee, correct?
Yep.
Yeah, that's
I
what I
believe
thought.
so. Yeah.
Yeah, I think so. I wanted to go there, but I forget what one of the other rounds. I was like, "There's just no way possible I could get there." Between working full time and trying to do
Right.
my business full time, it just
There you
wasn't going to
go.
happen. Yeah,
There's not
I
enough
think,
time in the day, Steve.
dude, there's really not, and you know, uh, man, there's just so many people out there that you know, in the beginning, they didn't take the time to really get to know me and find out who I am and all that. So,
Sure.
most probably the first 2 years, everybody thought I was out there with more than one person besides myself, recording.
Hmm.
And then they realized like, "Oh, damn, like he's doing it all himself." I was like, "Yeah, like I'm single dad, work full time, I do this full time, like it's a lot, just like you
You're
guys."
killing it, man. You're
Yeah.
killing it.
Dude, I'm trying. It's surely not easy. I mean, now that I have the camper and I'm doing, work in the camper from last season, that really helped a lot. I don't
Yeah.
have to bum a camper or, RV off of somebody to go sleep. I can just go to
Yep.
sleep, wake up, and then I got my whole setup right there. Same with the podcast. Podcast is going to be coming right from the camper this season
Oh,
too.
that's cool.
So while I'm on site, yeah, and I got these awesome new mics. Shout out to a guy named Clay. Actually, I met in a podcast group. He actually does reviews, the Clay Allen Review. Check him out. Give him a follow for sure if you're into podcasting or any type of streaming or video game audio stuff like that. He has really good reviews and he's not boring. And that's why I told him I watched a bunch of his videos. You
Right.
know, you get so many of these review videos that are boring and just a monotonous tone, and he's very in depth and he keeps it lively.
Yeah, that's
Nothing over
nice.
the top, but enough that it keeps your attention and you watch the whole thing. So we were actually chatting. He got me these Maono PD 200W hybrid wireless mics. And
Nice.
I'm actually going to bring them to the banquet too in a few weeks.
Cool.
And I'm going to do some on site, podcast interviews while I'm there. I got 2 mics, I got my phone set up, and boom, gonna
Beautiful.
do
That's all you
right
need.
on play. I know, it's crazy, so I'm looking forward to that, but,
Yeah, the
you
banquet's
know
gonna be cool. I like going to the banquets. They're fun.
yeah, it's been awesome, and I know Michelle and Rob are mentioning they can't even walk in their garage right now. There's gonna be so
Yeah.
much stuff. So I can only imagine, what kind of prizes are gonna be and, that sort of stuff. It's gonna be crazy. And then the food is
Yeah,
always good and the hosts are always awesome. They always
yeah,
take care of us. I don't think there's ever knock on wood. I don't think there's ever been a problem. They take care of everything.
yep,
Even last year when I was trying to sell some of my merch, they, had a spot for me ready, whatever I needed,
nice,
hour, whatever. So I'm actually gonna try and see if I can find a small corner or something with the chairs and set up and try and get a little spot for the podcast to do some interviews. But
cool.
I want to get back to FTR itself.
Sure,
For
let's do
those
it.
who don't know here, tell my viewers exactly what FTR is, so where it kind of began, how
FTR,
you got started, and what you do.
yeah. So FTR, Ernie was a big part of my racing career. He lived
Okay.
really close to me. It started in Lehigh Valley. I'm from the Lehigh Valley. Now I'm in Philadelphia, trying to get out. I'm kidding. And
Right next door to me. I didn't even know it.
that's it. Yeah.
Right across the bridge.
Yeah. So Ernie just been always there for me. In my previous career, I was a home inspector. Didn't go to college. Did the home inspections for about 10 years, and that was my major sponsor for me to run nationals. So
Mhm.
through the slow times and the winter times, no one's getting their home inspected or no one's selling or buying a house like the week of Christmas and New Year's. It just
Mhm.
doesn't happen.
Mhm.
So we were really slow. So I always loved, creating things. I'm a very creative guy, and I always like seeing how things go together and colors and all this cool stuff. And he said, "Why don't you come down to the shop one day and work for me?" So that's how
Mhm.
that started. So I've been working with him by his side for, oh my goodness, probably around 3-ish years.
Okay.
And yeah, unfortunately, he got sick and he passed away. And his kids came to me, and I met with his kids, and it just kind of fit. It just
Yeah.
I want to carry on his legacy and what he built and worked so hard to build, and I want to continue it on. And I just couldn't see it fade away. It's
Yeah.
so cool.
It's really sad, that he's gone, but
Hmm.
I can say that you are literally the perfect person
I
to
appreciate that.
continue that legacy. Ernie did some freaking amazing work with his designs,
Hmm.
and you are doing the exact same thing, the same
I
level of
appreciate that.
quality. As I see some of these kits on these bikes, last season, even the one
Right?
that you're working on for me.
Yeah.
It's just the quality is sick, and your turnaround time is freaking great too. You know what
I'm
I mean?
trying.
So,
We're getting busier. We're getting busier.
hey, go big or go home. That's
That's
what
it.
they say. Just keep it going. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? Are you bringing anything new to? I know you're one of the series sponsors for D6 Ultimate Quads.
Sure.
Are you bringing anything new to us this season, as far as your sponsorship or just what you're contributing to us?
I'm talking with Dan. He is kind of wanting to do like the banners and things like that. So I want to work with him closely on that just to kind of promote the series a little bit more. He said,
Mhm.
I think it was this podcast. He's like, when you go to the track, you want it to be known that District 6 is there.
Yes.
And I think that's very important, like pit row and kind of, just have that national vibe, but like a smaller scale national vibe. So I
Yeah.
really want to work closely with him on, just creating the essence of nationals.
Yes. 100%.
So,
Yeah, I agree. It's definitely like you mentioned, that's what we were talking about. Even
mhm,
just my little banner here that I have, I want to eventually do the same thing, have nice big banners. I did have them last season. I had a flag, it kept breaking, so I need to get a better one. But,
yeah, those are a pain in the butt.
have yeah, just but having the presence of the visuals like that when you're not standing at your camper or your truck and people could see things like,
Yep.
there's a lot of people that don't realize I do on-site prints.
Right.
And there's so many people that don't realize that even though people like, Sleepy Hollow and, the tracks announce that I'm doing that stuff,
Hmm.
some people still don't realize it. But when they, walk by the, front gate or at the tabletop or whatever, and they see a flag, they're like, oh, damn, like I can get prints right here. Like I had no
Yep.
clue,
Yep.
and it's
That's
all
awesome.
about presence, of your business or,
Sure thing.
or team or whatever,
Yep.
the more eyes that you get on it, the bigger we're gonna be. So I
Yep.
definitely agree with having banners and flags and stuff. I'm looking forward to that and seeing what you and Dan can come up with, as far as that part of it goes for sure.
Yeah. For sure. Yeah. It's going to be fun. It's gonna be a great time. Can't wait. It was a tough shoes to fill when Ernie passed. I kind of took this. I was working by his side, but not in control of everything. And, you know, when everything finally got transferred over to me, I was like, holy crap. Where do I start? So this past
Yeah.
year and a half has been such a learning curve for me. I feel like I'm getting better and getting more efficient at things, but
Mhm.
I still probably have a year until I'm finally smoothed out and, gaining my bearings on things. And, I'm always going to continue to learn, but
Yeah,
I'll feel more stable, in the whole process.
for sure. And it's a lot, and that's the one big thing about me wanting to do this podcast. Life is fast.
It
Doesn't
is.
matter whether you're getting married, you're having kids, or you're running a business or racing, and that's all you do. Life is fast in general.
Yep.
And you know, I want to bring attention to that and how different people have that work life balance, what they do, how they balance, working so much or a family, with no kids or a family with 5 kids or,
Right.
whatever the case may be. So I don't think we said, how old are you, if you don't mind me asking?
I am 33 years old.
Okay. So you're still young. Are you married? Do you have any kids?
So I love just putting as much as on my plate as possible. So me and now fiance just got engaged probably, oh my goodness, like 3, 4, like a month ago.
Awesome. Congrats.
So, with buying the business and figuring this out, I own my own construction business too.
Oh,
So
wow.
I love it. It's just, I'm always going, man.
Yeah, it's, always adding a little bit to the plate. So, that's again something new I learned. I didn't know you had a construction company. So
Yep.
we'll just start right there. You're young, you have a new fiance, you got your already pre-existing business, and now you have this new one.
Yep.
What are your keys to success? How do you handle it? How did you start in the beginning with the pressure and the stress of even just one business?
Man, I'm still trying to figure it out, Steve. I am definitely, I rely heavily on, you know, the clocks and the Nevilles, just because they've been through it. Dan
Hmm.
has his own construction business. He's been where I am now. So I'm trying to just learn,
Yep.
learn, learn, learn.
Yeah.
Um, I am putting a lot of effort into FTR and putting my construction business on the back burner just because
Mhm.
I don't want to be slinging a hammer for the rest of my life. It's hard on my body.
Yeah.
And I
Great.
like print and graphics, man.
Hell yeah.
So I'm really focusing on that stuff. I really try and want to focus and set me and Sarah up for the future just in the FTR business. So I'm putting a lot of work in now. So
Yeah.
we can just kind of like, hey, we're good.
Yeah. So, from going from your construction business to the graphic side,
Mhm.
what do you think has been the easiest transition? And what do you think has been the hardest transition so far with shifting to two totally different, type
It's
companies?
it's tough. There's some days where I still, design a kit in the morning or at night and then, replace someone's faucet in the afternoon. And it's very difficult for me to switch brains, from graphics to um to construction. The
Hmm.
easiest probably would be the maintenance on the printers. And because I'm so used to taking things apart, seeing how they work, seeing how they
Sure.
operate. So the maintenance on that side of things and figuring out, okay, let's just say why didn't my blues come out what I wanted? Let's figure it out instead of
Oh,
getting
man.
frustrated.
Well, that's a whole nother damn discussion, Tyler. Let me tell you.
Hey, we can talk as long
Oh
as you
my
want, man.
God. That's a
RGB
whole nother.
versus CYMK.
Oh my God. That I was so frustrated with that when I was dealing with these damn cards that I've been, working on designing, and eh, I've been in photography and all for 10 years, and actually
Yeah,
a little further than that. But it was not clicking from
right.
A to B, was just not clicking, and so we started talking. I'm like, oh, damn, that's what's going on.
That's it. It's
Like
tough.
the
It's crazy.
simplest thing, and I'm like, oh, son of a bitch.
Yeah, it's crazy.
Yeah, it is. But, I definitely could agree with taking things apart. I mean, I used to do construction myself,
Nice.
with my friends, and I took it actually all through high school. Actually, our custodial maintenance building at our high school in town, I actually built with my class from the
Cool.
ground up, actually. And it's still in one piece. So clearly we did a good
There you
job.
go. There you go.
But yeah, I mean, even out of high school, I worked doing construction. But, you know, I'm like you. It's hard to switch from something like that to going to design work. Even now, I talk to certain people and, I'm looking at something like, why didn't you tell me you needed that? Like, they're like,
Hmm.
you do that? I'm like, well, yeah, I don't just take good pictures. Like,
That's right.
it's being an artist in multiple forms, you
Yeah.
know?
Yeah. I think
So,
I think the hardest thing was, um, it was actually on my body. So as
yep.
low impact as graphic design seems, you're in a chair. You're not slinging drywall. You're not working your body out, right? And now I'm like,
Yep.
my sciatica hurts.
Yes. Yes.
Why?
Oh,
Why
my
does
own
my sci? I'm
people.
not doing anything, but that's the reason why, because I'm not working out those muscle groups
100%.
every single day of my life. So now I got to go to the gym.
Yeah. So, that's exactly me. I sit in a desk from 6 to 6:30 in the morning, 3:30 in the afternoon. That's my main job.
Yep.
Then I'm sitting here in my own chair with my screens and I'm editing until sometimes 7, 8, 9, 10 o'clock at night during the race season,
Yep.
or I'll go to work and be sitting there and then I sit in my truck driving the camper for friggin'
Yep.
7, 8 hours to get to it.
Yep.
Like, it's definitely hard on your body in a completely different way for
For
sure.
sure.
I used to work on cars, so I already have a bad back, shoulder, and knees from just wrenching on cars,
Yep.
but now it's just like you said, that sciatica pain. And I'm
I'll
old.
tell you what, man.
Oh my god, add gout into it.
Yeah.
Man,
Oh,
just
man.
gout or, anything like the kidney stones. Lord
Yeah.
knows I passed,
Yeah.
kidney stones. Like, it's just every little thing adds up.
Everything,
And
man.
then as you get older, just some of that shit just keeps piling on
I
and
can't
on.
wait.
Oh man,
I might as well just keep racing my ATV.
uh, y- yeah, dude, just keep going. I mean, you're just gonna get older and more things are gonna
That's
hurt.
it.
Yeah, but I mean, it is what it is. I mean,
That's
like
it.
they've always say, if you're doing what you love, it's not working.
Nope.
And
I
that's,
love it.
I've talked about it. Like, I drive a lot, I sit a lot, I'm out there, but I love every second of it. So even though I'm technically working, it's not
Mhm.
work. I love it. And you know what I
Right.
mean? It's just so fun.
And yeah, that's what I'm finding out about FTR too. It's like I get so
Mhm.
excited over these kits and like the new orders come in. And I'm so excited on how the bike's gonna look. And I'm just like, please send me photos, send me videos. I'm
Yes.
like so pumped because I know what it's like to get the graphics in the mail and you're like, oh, this is the
Mhm.
final piece of the puzzle. I spent so much money and time, and this is just like
Yeah.
the icing on the cake.
Hell
And that's
yeah.
what I love to see, like the bikes like come alive. They're so cool.
Yeah, and some of these kits are just gnarly. I forget whose kit that was. I think you posted. It was like a holographic on top or something like that.
Yeah,
Dude,
so
some of them so gnarly.
I'm doing a lot of things that Ernie wouldn't touch because I just love that stuff.
Mhm.
I when I was designing it, I heard him. He's like, this is gonna look so crazy. What are you doing, Ty?" I'm just so I
Just
hear
hear
he's
'em in
rolling
your
in his grave. It was yeah, it was a cool kit. I'm just like pushing the boundaries of what I thought was possible and like how
Mhm.
I'm gonna do things. I'm doing a lot with chrome and holographic, but adding white
Mhm.
into it. So some of
Okay.
it's not holographic or chrome and a regular color, and then other
Mm.
parts are. It's more work on my end, but it looks
That
good. It looks good,
I
man.
can't wait to see that kid on that bike. I forget who it was, but that
Yeah.
looked gnarly in the photos that you posted. I
Yeah.
can't wait to see that one. And just, especially because we race in the summer and you got the sun shining and the blue skies and it's hitting, and certain sparkles and
Yep.
sheen and, oh man,
Yeah.
it's just some of
Yeah. It's
these
good.
kits. And that's one thing I like about the pros because like 4th of July and different holidays, they change their kits, and
Mhm.
it's like, "Oh, damn, like, look at that one," it's
Yep.
awesome. I love that part about it for
Yeah.
sure.
And on the other side of things, sometimes less is more. I'm
Yeah.
doing a lot of factory looking bikes, which I really like. I like that
Mhm.
clean, right out of the showroom floor, that stuff. And then I kind of design it in a way where you have to look twice at it. You're like, oh, whoa, that's a cool little detail there.
Mhm.
And then they get into the bike and get around it and start a conversation with people.
Yeah,
It's
for
cool.
sure. Now, give us a clue. What's on your bike theme this season? What do you got
Oh
going on?
man, my bike is apart. I had a really bad crash at Sleepy Hollow the last round.
Ugh.
I broke an axle and just folded everything up. My dear friend Tim Notoriani was behind me and just destroyed my Nerf bars, bent my stem, broke an axle. It was
Are you
good.
gonna be
And then
ready for the season?
I'm gonna try. I have a lot on my plate, Steve. I'm trying to get married this year, growing an FTR. So if it happens, it happens. It's not necessarily one of my main priorities, but I
Mhm.
cannot not be on a bike.
Yeah.
I'm not sure when, but I have to take a step back a little bit to go forward.
Yeah, for sure. True that.
You know, it's gonna be good. I don't know what's on my it's so hard being a graphics guy because I could just have a new graphics kit every round. But then
Yeah.
yeah, you know, I don't want to put them on. I hate putting them on.
I it's so funny that you're talking about that. Now, you didn't see we weren't friends yet, last season, when
Mhm.
I still had my Civic. I wrapped that Civic
Oh,
myself from front to back.
nice.
Now, I went to a few places just for small things,
Right.
like the chrome trim around the window,
Sure.
and they tell me how much they charge, and I literally looked at the one guy and told him, "He is freaking nuts. That's gonna take you 10 minutes." Like, are you kidding me? Let me tell you,
Yep.
I very much very quickly, rather, I should say, learned why wrap shops charge so damn much,
Agreed.
because it sucks.
Yep.
I was lucky enough that my neighbor owns his own shop that he works out of over in Philly, and my
Nice.
car was apart for a month at least in
I
his
believe it.
shop. And every day after work, I'd drive over to Philly, I'd wrap another part, and
Yep.
it took me literally about a month to finish it from front to back. Plus, I built a full custom system. But,
Nice.
as much as I enjoyed wrapping, I hated it. And now that I got the camper and I just took out all the cabinets and crap, now I'm wrapping the new cabinets
Yep.
for my green and black theme. Like, I'm like,
Yeah.
"Oh, shit, here we go again." But
And
I'm like,
flat panels
"Well."
are pretty tough to wrap. I have to be honest with you.
It sucks.
I just did Super Zach's trailer and it's all
Did you?
flat with rivers, but with rivets.
Mhm.
But when you get like a 5 foot sticker trying to put that on there and it wants to work a certain way, it's tough. Wrapping is very difficult. I've wrapped a couple cars in my day, so I understand your pain. But they
Yeah.
charge you what they charge you because it only takes them 10 minutes because they know how to do it.
Yeah,
You're
exactly.
paying
Like,
for the experience, not the time it
yeah.
takes.
Yeah, they wanted it was like 4 or $500 to do the chrome, and I'm like, "Dude, it's gonna take you 10 minutes, like, there's no way." So I fought with it myself and I did it. I wasn't
Yep.
spending that 4 or $500 for that, and then I was like, "You know what? Imma do my hood."
There
I
you
did my
go.
hood, I was like, "Damn," I'm gonna do the roof now too. Get a nice little I was like, "Shit, might as well do the trunk now and have a
Yeah,
two-tone."
yeah.
I was and then just boom, I was like, "Screw it, it's a
Might as
show
well.
car already anyway, might as well keep going," and I did,
Yep.
and I mean, it was silver to start with, and I wrapped it in matte Nardo gray, which I love
Cool.
the color, and
Yep.
then I had the I had like a honeycomb theme. It wasn't all matte, but it wasn't all shiny, it was matte with, like, not a sparkle, but it's really hard to describe, but, like,
Yeah.
all the lines of the honeycomb were shiny, so it kind of stuck out. So my hood, my roof, and the trunk, front to back, was wrapped the whole top side with the honeycomb, and then the whole
Nice.
bottom was the gray. So it was a really sick two-tone. I miss that car
Cool.
so much.
You're gonna have to send me
Oh
a
man.
picture of it.
Yeah, I know I have some. Yeah, and like I said, it took me so long to do, but when I was done, I was like, "Damn!" And there were so many people who were like, "Oh man, how much did you pay?" I was like, "I don't know, like 1,500, $1,500, because I
Yeah,
did it." And they're like, "What?" I was like, "Yeah, I did it. It wasn't fun, but
yeah.
I did it."
And a
I'm
month
like,
and a half of time.
yeah, yeah, yep. It took a while. I mean, if I
Yeah.
didn't work a full-time job, obviously, it would've gone a little quicker, but,
Yeah,
it
it's
is
all
what it
good.
is. I wasn't paying 6,000 for a shop to wrap. Oh, man, horror story, just with that. My buddy, he's a body shop guy, so he
Yep.
paints cars and fixes cars, and there was a dude that has a, Trackhawk, and he paid, Jesus, I wanna say he paid a shop like $8,500 to wrap front to back.
Wow.
When I tell you, my, at the time, 10-year-old could have wrapped that vehicle better,
Yeah.
it was pathetic, honestly.
Wow.
They took the dude's money, they wrapped it, and were done. Like, they did
I
not
believe it.
care to, do any inlays, or even cut lines. Like, you still see the paint. And my
Wow.
buddy was like, "Yo, come look at the car," and I'm like, "Well," from, of course, from afar, it looks decent, and I'm
Yeah.
like,
A
"Dude,"
10-footer.
I'm like, 20-footer.
Oh, man.
Like, I got closer, I'm like, "What the heck did they do? Like, who's this?" And he's like, "Bro." He's like, "I was showing my guy your car when he showed up, and he was asking who was doing it, and he told," and I was like, "Well, I'm sure as hell not doing this, but he needs his money back." He's like, "I know." He's like, "They're gonna unwrap it and give him his money back." I was
Good.
like, "Yeah, but at that point, they got so many scratches from cutting shitty
Yep.
lines, you're
Yep.
repainting the damn car now."
Yep.
But dude, he paid so much money, and it was a pathetic rap job, and
Jeez.
I hate talking, you know, shit on companies. I don't know the name of them, don't really
Yeah.
care. But that was a horrible way to represent themselves, and that's what takes me to my business with my photography. If I don't think that photo looks good and I wouldn't wanna buy it, I'm not gonna sell it to you. I take
Yep.
a lot of pride in my work. One thing
Yep.
that sets me apart from other photographers is I fully edit my photos. I don't just point my camera, push the button, print it, and sell it. I will take the time to make sure every single one of those photos looks as best it can. And I don't do anything fake. I just take the time to adjust all those sliders and pull out all the details. You gotta take pride in your work. Even if
Yep.
it's not your business. Whoever wrapped that car, I'm sure it wasn't his business. He just worked for him, but you gotta take pride in your work.
Yeah,
And
for
that's
sure.
one thing that I know Ernie is damn well proud of you, because I'm telling you, your work is on point.
Appreciate it.
Nobody knows that I'm designing a theme for a team, but I can't wait to see that when it's all
Yeah.
done, on a bike.
Yep.
You know,
It's
you,
gonna be good.
yeah, you take the time to make those intricate details
Yep.
visual and pleasant to the eye, and you could tell whether you're standing 20 feet back or 2 inches in front.
There you go.
Your work is quality, and
Yeah,
that's the FTR name for sure, 110%.
definitely. I appreciate that.
And I watch you grow, and if I see anybody online, where do you get graphics? Graphics. You're seeing it before
Yeah,
I can even
thank you.
comment. Everybody's
Yeah.
already tagging FTR. That's the
I
place.
appreciate that.
And there's other companies that do good work too, but
100%.
there's something about your work, dude. It's just gnarly is just the
Thank you.
best word, you
Yeah,
know?
there's a one that I'm really proud of. It's kind of hush hush, but I'll release it when I'm one of my sponsors through nationals, Wheels Up Performance, Brian Jenkins. I'm
Okay.
Blue and Michelle,
Yep.
and they're just like my moto family. That's my moto mom and dad. We met
Is
at
it?
Breezewood,
Okay.
and
Oh, so you've known them. Okay, cool.
yeah, yeah, I've known them all my racing career, and he
Okay,
used to build
cool.
my Honda motors. and just help me out wherever I needed help. So it was really cool to work side by side with him and be like, hey man, let's make a crazy, crazy kit for you. So
Mm.
he has it. He's sent me
Does
sneak
he already?
peeks. Oh, it's
No,
gonna
I
be
might have
good.
to message him too now.
Ooh, it's gonna be so good, man. I can't wait. It's gonna gleam for sure. It was cool.
What's the main color?
Oh,
Ah, come
electric.
on.
It's electric blue,
Oof. Nice. I'm gonna have to
chrome
shoot him
electric
a message
blue.
when we're done with this, see if we can get a sneak peek. I know I
Yeah,
don't I s with my cards and all, I actually made a commemorative card for, Michelle,
so yep,
and, it came out pretty good. He's happy with them, so he's actually
cool.
gonna hand them out to family and stuff, and, if people want them at the track, he's gonna have them, so, you know I
Nice.
it's yeah, I haven't met him yet, unfortunately, I didn't have a chance to ever meet her, but, I could tell you she was one hell of a racer, that is for
She was
sure,
awesome, man.
that much I do know.
She was awesome.
You
I
know?
used to train with her, and I miss her. She's such a cool person.
Yeah.
Oh, such a cool person.
Yeah, unfortunately, we lose a lot of people, way too young,
Yep.
but, even like, the Molander family, it
Yeah.
was, uh, just a tragedy when that happened. But you know
Yeah, it
what? They
was.
live on, people
Yep.
like Molanders and Michelle and all those people live on with us. And especially when we throw them on our kits, on our
Yep.
bikes, and they're still on the track running with us,
Yep.
so it's
Yeah,
always
definitely.
good.
For sure.
All right, Ty. Well, I don't want to take up too much of your time. It's been friggin' awesome talking to you tonight and getting to know you more. Like I said, I really didn't know much about you, so that was
Yeah.
awesome.
Yep.
What's one last thing you want to say to the viewers when it comes to life being fast?
Man, hang on, dude. Life is crazy. You just gotta hang on, keep pushing forward, and never give up. You just gotta keep going. It's a crazy ride.
Amen to that. With that being said, this is Life is Fast, and I'm Steve. Have yourself a good night.